Oh man, 4 videos. 4 in one day. You know, only if there was an award that teachers could get yearly to recognize them for their efforts and their supports of students. Oh man, too bad something like that doesn't exist. Alright guys, next thing, we're going to go to writing linear equations. Alright, now again, we're going to do it in a couple different ways. I'm going to show you some with slopes. We're going to kind of introduce parallel and perpendicular lines a little bit. It'll be fun. You guys will just get excited. Alright, here we go. So, writing linear equations, you're going to be aware of a couple different things. Okay, so you guys are aware of slope-intercept. You know that's y equals mx plus b. I'm going to introduce you to your new best friend, point slope form, which is going to be y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Perfect. Parallel lines are, again, these are two lines that are going to have the same slope. There's other restrictions, but as for now, really all you need to know is they have the same slope. And perpendicular lines have what are called opposite reciprocal slopes. And again, we will get into all of this in this video. Opposite, whoops, I was trying to spell video, I guess. That's what I get for talking. Okay, opposite reciprocal. Alright, spelling's hard. Let's make sure I get it. Opposite reciprocal. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. Slope-intercept form, just a reminder real fast, you guys don't need to write this down. You should already know it. You should already have it down in your notes. Again, remember that m is your slope. That's a terrible line. Here you go. M is your slope, and b is your y-intercept right here. That's what it should look like. Alright, moving on. Now, we're going to write an equation in slope-intercept form. Now, you guys know we need two things in order to write an equation in slope-intercept form. The slope and the y-intercept. Alright, so I know it's going to be y equals something x plus something. So let's fill it in. The b is really easy, so let's do that again. Here's your y-axis. Okay, we're looking for where it hits the y. So you see it hits right here at 0, 2. Now we're not going to put 0, 2 in here. We're just going to put in 2. Alright, now we got to figure out the slope. Now again, in order to figure out the slope from a graph, you want to check two things, or look for 2 points that hit cleanly. Okay, I've already got one right here. Okay, and I'm looking right here, looks like another one. Right here looks like another one. So again, we're just going to find the slope. So again, we're going to go down 1. So I know it's going to be -1 on top, and then over 2. So -1 over 2. Now again, you guys know that this is a negative slope, so it should be negative at the end, alright? So this is going to be -1/2 x. So this is our equation in slope-intercept form, -1/2 x plus 2. There you go. Alright, let's keep going. Again, we've already talked a little bit about point slope form. I gave you the equation. Again, m is still your slope, and you'll notice that the signs on both of these guys are negative, and that's always the same. So for example, if I gave you like 3, 4, and I told you the slope was 2, and I asked you to write a point slope form for it, you would just all you'd have to do is just change the sign. So it'd be, again, the y is 4, so it'd be y minus 4 equals the m is 2 times x minus 3. Alright, and again, so just keep in mind that it's always minus, and you should be okay. Alright, let's keep going. Oh, and one thing I wanted to show you is if you divided, let me clear this out. If you divided both of these sides by x minus x1, okay, you would get, these would cancel over here, and you would get m equals y minus y1 over x minus x1. Huh. Looks familiar. I should know this. It'll come to me. Think about it. Alright, here we go. So again, it says write an equation in point slope form. Okay, so again, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Alright, and we'll just get right into it. So again, here's my x value, here's my y value, and our slope is 5. So we'll do y minus y1 is -2 equals, the slope is 5, and times x minus 0. Now there's a couple things that I would expect you to do while you're simplifying. Now again, obviously x minus 0 is just x. Okay, so then again, these I would also expect you to simplify this. Minus a negative, you guys know, is plus a positive. So you would write y plus 2 equals 5x. Now again, technically if you left it like this, you're right. Okay, but again, I want you to do the simplification. It's easy. You guys can do it. Let's keep going. Next thing we've got here is this write an equation in line with so it's going to say it passes through 5, negative 2. So here's our x, here's our y, and the slope is negative 3 over 5. So let's go ahead and do it. Right, jump right in. So again, it's going to be y minus negative 2 again equals, the slope is negative 3/5 times x minus 5. Minus a negative again, plus a positive. And so your final answer would be y plus 2 equals negative 3/5 times x minus 5. You can just leave it like that. All right, next one. Now what I want you to do, oh, hey, look at that. That's exactly what we just got. All right, what I want you to do, it asks us to convert this equation to slope-intercept form. So again, we did, in the last video, we kind of did something like this. Remember when it was asking us to put it in slope-intercept, or to find the slope, we were just going to solve for y. So we're going to do the same thing here. Solve for y. Again, because slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b. All right, so now when we solve for y again, I'm gonna start by distributing this. I think you guys are pretty good. Again, I'm going to show you two ways to do it. Okay, so here's the first way. So again, it'll be y plus 2 equals negative 3/5 times x is just going to be negative 3/5 x. And then negative times a negative is a positive here. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So this one is just going to be plus 3. And the last step is just to get the y by itself. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. And it'll be, y equals negative 3 over 5x plus 1. Let me show you another way. Okay, so let me rewrite it real fast. Okay, so it's y plus 2 equals negative 3 over 5 times x minus 5. The other way is to get rid of this fraction right away. Now you guys know how to do that. We've done it a lot. Okay, so I'm going to multiply by 5 on both sides. Now be really careful on this right side because a lot of people screw up on it. So on the left side it's easy. Again, you're just going to distribute. You got 5y plus 10. And then here, what happens on the right? The 5's just cancel. Okay. Again, this is just one term right here, so we only need to multiply it by one thing, and that's why we multiply. We multiplied by 5 to get rid of that fraction. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to save a step here. I'm going to multiply by negative 3, so it's going to be negative 3x plus 15. Now we're just going to go ahead and solve. We're trying to get it to y equals mx plus b, so subtract 10 from both sides, so 5y equals negative 3x plus 5. And divide by 5, divide everything by 5. And so y will equal negative 3/5 x plus 1. There you go. See, I got the same thing. However you want to do it is fine, but just as long as you get the right answer. Let's keep going. This one we're going to have to solve. We're going to have to solve first. Okay, so it's x. We're going to have to solve for the slope first. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So let's go ahead and plug it into the slope formula. So y2 is 11, so 11 minus 7 over 4 minus 2. 11 minus 7 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. So my slope is 2. Now, most important part, let's stop for a second and think. Okay, again, I need, for a point slope, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write this in point slope. It's going to be, I need just one point. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so I'm going to pick one. It doesn't matter. I can do two different things. I'm going to get the same answer. All right, so I'm just going to pick the first one. I'm going to pick, since I've got the y1s already, x1 and y1. So let's do the y minus y1 is 7. So y minus 7 equals, the slope is 2, so 2 times x minus 2. Again, if you multiply, or the other option, I'll go ahead and write it, is y minus 11 equals 2 times x minus 4. If you multiplied all these out and solve for y, you're going to get the exact same answer. This one, again, is just a multiple choice option of what we've been talking about. So again, same deal, what we just did. Again, you just got x1, y1, x2, y2. So again, we're going to find the slope first. So it'll be 7 minus negative 3 over negative 3 minus 2. Minus a negative is plus a positive, so 10 over negative 5. 10 divided by negative 5 is negative 2. Now, I'll stop. Okay, I want to, because again, these are all in slope-intercept form. So I know the slope now. The m should be negative 2. Okay, so I can cross out c and b, because again, they don't have this negative 2 here. So it's either plus 1 or minus 1, and I'm going to find that out by plugging into point slope. So I'm going to use these guys. So it's going to be y minus negative 3 equals negative 2 times x minus 2. Minus a negative is plus a positive. Go ahead and distribute here. Y plus 3 equals negative 2x plus 4. Subtract 3. Y equals negative 2x plus 1. There you go. All right, 2 more things to get done real fast, guys. I want you to pause this and write these down, these next 2 things. Parallel lines, again, they have the same slope. Again, there are 2 lines that will that was terrible. There are 2 lines that will never touch, okay, because they have the same slope in different y-intercepts. Okay, that's basically it there. Okay, perpendicular lines are slope. They have opposite reciprocal slopes. They kind of make a cross. So like if I had these guys here, and I was trying to make it, I'll do my best here, trying to make it perpendicular, it would look like this. It would make an exact cross with it. Okay? And again, that opposite reciprocal means you change the sign. Change sign. And reciprocal means you flip the fraction. Alright, so let's do a couple. First one, it says write the equation in slope-intercept form containing 3, negative 2, and perpendicular to y equals negative 5x plus 1. Okay, so y equals mx plus b. The slope, again, the slopes are going to be what you want to focus on. So here the slope is negative 5 over 1, and it's asking for perpendicular. So when it's perpendicular, you flip the fraction and change the sign. And I'm going to use this symbol for perpendicular. So the perpendicular slope will be positive 1/5. Alright, and now again, I'm going to use this point to solve for it. So again, it's going to be y minus negative 2 equals 1 over 5 times x minus 3. Now it asks for it in slope-intercept, so I'm going to have to go ahead and solve. In this case, I'll just distribute here. And again, this is plus a positive. So y plus 2 equals 1/5 x minus 3/5. And the last step here, I will subtract 2 from both sides. So my final answer then will be y equals 1/5 x minus, now they're the same sign, so it's just like adding, so it's actually going to be just as easy as 2 3/5. And you can do a decimal if you wanted to as well, it doesn't really matter. I think I got one more here that I want to do for you. Yes, okay, last one. So again, it says write an equation slope-intercept containing this and parallel to this equation. Now again, the first things first, I got to solve for y to find the slope. So subtract 3x, 2y equals negative 3x plus 8, divide by 2. So y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 4. The plus 4 stuff doesn't matter. All I'm concerned about is the negative 3 over 2. So we'll go ahead and plug it in right here. So it'll be y, again it's parallel, so I'm going to use the same slope. I don't need to change it at all. So the parallel slope will be negative 3 over 2. And I'll just plug it in. So here's x, here's y, 1 and y1. And then it'll be y minus 9 equals negative 3 over 2 times x minus 0. And we left an easy one for the last one, so again, this one is going to be just nothing. We don't need to worry about the minus 0. You'll need to add 9, though, to both sides. So it'll be y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 9. I'm done, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.